figure the message of Jesus was a message of love. Remember the setting one day, the young scholar comes to Jesus and said, which of the commandments is the most important one? What that young scholar was really trying to do was trick Jesus, because there were 617 ordinances in that moment. And of those ordinances, the young scholar was asking Jesus to pick one of those ordinances that you think should be the most important one for me to observe. And Jesus, in his message that he was on consistently, was love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. You see, you have to love yourself before you can give that love to anyone in front of you. I believe many of the challenges that we're facing in society right now as a result of self-hatred. That's what Judas experienced in that moment. He hated himself and thought it was appropriate in that moment to end his life because he missed the message. You see, if Judas had been paying attention, he would have realized when Jesus showed up at Peter's house to heal Peter's mother-in-law, then Jesus showed up there because of love. If Judas had been paying attention, he would have realized that when Jesus healed the man with the withered hand on the Sabbath, he did it out of love. If he had been paying attention, he would have noticed that when the woman came to him from Syrophoenicia to tell Jesus to heal her daughter, when Jesus ultimately stopped and attended to that woman's concern, he did that out of love. Judas missed the message. The message is love. And how are we missing the message right now? Many ways we're missing the message right now. Anytime I think it's okay for me to walk around without a mask, I'm not loving my neighbor. Okay, I'm okay. I'm not testing positive for corona. But am I showing the utmost of love for my neighbor if I put at risk their well-being? But see, that's the key, though. If you don't love yourself, you won't be able to pass that love on to the people around you. So we find that Judas missed the method, and the method was being honest with oneself, but accepting those places where we fall short. Also, Judas missed the moment. We think about missing the moment. Man, if Judas had stayed around just a little while longer, he would have seen his colleagues experience the same crisis he experienced in that same moment. All of them, all of his colleagues turned their backs on Jesus at a moment when the day got a little dark. As a matter of fact, Peter denied even knowing Jesus 3 times. But the difference between Peter and Judas in this moment was Peter stayed around long enough to experience the forgiveness that Jesus has for each of us. We think about the moment, and I'll tell you about Chronos and Kairos.